Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Indigo Diamond here with another video here to talk about the latest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14. Before we get into the episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell me down below, who are you rooting for? I think my top 4 is still the same. I've got Angeria, Willow, Bosco, and Lady Camden. They're my top 4. They're the 4 that I'm enjoying the most, I think. Yeah, they're doing a really good job. I really love every single one of them. And I think 5th would be Deja. Yeah, top 5 would be Deja as well. I really like Deja. I think she's doing a great job and she's just entertaining to watch. So let's get into the episode. So this week's episode is sort of the fallout from last week's episode. So last week was Snatch Game. All but Deja did really badly. Deja won her first challenge last week and everyone else essentially messed up so badly that they're all up for elimination. And RuPaul invited them to a RuPaul Lollapalooza? Lollapalooza? That's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah. So this week, Deja doesn't have to worry about anything. And all the other girls have to sweat it out, essentially. So they all get up in drag. Even Deja gets up in drag. They go to the main stage. And RuPaul turns around and essentially goes, Deja, you did a good job last week. You won. Don't have to worry about it this week. Go sit in the back and yeah, just chill out. And yeah, Deja essentially goes back to the workroom, gets a cocktail and just gets to sit there and watch on the TV all the other girls sweat it out in their lip sync. So, you know, it's all good. So I was wondering how they were going to decide the lip sync order. So they had essentially like, is it like a tombola? With a ball with like the girls' initials on them, and one of the pit crew members, he would spin it and then he'd pick out a ball. The name of the person is the person that's going to lip sync first. So first up we had Jasmine. Her name was picked first. Now Jasmine gets to pick who she's lip syncing against. So Jasmine, you know, after all of the heated tension in the workroom between her and Daya essentially being very bitter Betty again, for the start of this episode. Jasmine picks Daya and she's like, you know, we'll have it out as we should for a lip sync. But there is a twist and Daya gets to pick the song. Now, when Ru first said that, I was like, they've got to have like pre-picked songs, right? They're not just gonna go, oh yeah, just pick a song, whatever you fancy. And then RuPaul comes up with this list of songs and goes, will it be this song, this song, this song, this song, or this song? So there's enough songs to get through all but the final lip sync. So the final lip sync song is not on there, which I quite liked. I like the fact that it's not, we didn't know all the songs straight away. So Daya picks Respect by Aretha Franklin. I can't say her name. Aretha Franklin, as their lip sync song. So, I mean, no one did a bad lip sync this episode. I will say that everyone did really amazing. They should all be really proud of themselves. Daya absolutely, for me, was the winner of this lip sync. So, Jasmine did a good job, but Daya was at the front of the stage, so you could, like, from the judge's perspective, you'd be seeing Daya most of the time anyway. Regardless of that, I feel like Daya actually felt the song and she, you know, did a really good job of that. Whereas Jasmine, I felt like kind of just did the same sort of thing that you would maybe expect her to do for any sort of lip sync. So Daya wins this lip sync, which, you know, props to her. I think she did an amazing job. I think this is definitely a well-deserved lip sync win for her. I will say as well, for the rest of the episode, I really enjoy watching Daya because Daya's actually, she doesn't come across as bitter. She, you know, she's obviously very relieved that she got her lip sync won and done and didn't have to worry about it. But also, she's just genuinely seeming to be having a good time for the rest of the episode. You know, she's cheering on the rest of the queens, even Jasmine, you know. So I want to see more of that version of Daya than her constantly complaining, being like, I'm in the bottom with these people, I did as bad as them, blah, 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 blah. You know, and I feel like this side of Daya, friendlier side of Daya is more of who she is maybe outside of the competition, and I do think it's just the competition that brings out Bitter Betty. So yeah, really happy to see that. Daya did an amazing job. Honestly, Jasmine also did a really good job. It's just I feel like Daya felt the song more, which is why she had the edge. So Daya gets to go and join Deja. Now, they're very shady with the queens in this. So what happens is, before they announce who the winner is, the TV screen that Deja's watching goes off. So the only way Deja knows who wins the lip sync is when they come walking through the door. Now, I kind of like that because it's like that added suspense for the queens. So that was fun to watch. It's just kind of funny when we're watching it and we're like, well, we'll find out. So, yeah. Daya gets to go relax with Deja, Double D back in the Untucked Lounge, sit there watching the rest of the girls sweat it out. So, yeah. We get the tombola box rolling again. I say box, it's more of a cylinder because a box wouldn't really work very well, would it? Next one to be picked is Willow. Now, Willow very much just sat there going, I didn't want to be picked. I wanted to be the person that was picked so I could pick the song that I wanted. So Willow very strategically picks the queen that she thinks will pick the song that she wants. Now, I sat there and I was like, this is some like 3D chess going on here. Like Willow's like, I didn't want to be picked, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to get this outcome. We'll say it works in her favour, but yeah, so Willow picks Bosco. And Bosco picks Never Too Much by Luther Vandross, which is the song that Willow wanted. So Willow's 3D chess very much got her where she wanted to go, which is good because I'm really enjoying Willow and I want to see Willow go further. Obviously, I've already mentioned she is one of my top 4, as is Bosco though. So Bosco thinks they've got it in the bag because Bosco is very much like, oh, this is one of my karaoke songs. As soon as Bosco said that, I went, you're not going to win this lip sync, are you? And for me, the reason I say that is not because I doubt Bosco's lip syncing ability, is because Bosco did very well in her lip syncs this episode. The problem with that is I feel like if it's your karaoke song, you almost think of it as a good time song and you maybe don't necessarily feel the song the way it's supposed to be felt almost. So Willow was the winner of this lip sync. Now, I personally agreed with that. I thought Willow did a really good job. There were a couple of times where she did almost look a bit dead behind the eyes. But, you know, the moves and that, for me, were perfect. She looked great for the song. So, yeah, Willow, one and done as well, which means Bosco, unfortunately, has to move to the back of the stage, so she can await her fate. Now, we have 3 queens left. Now, what happens now is RuPaul keeps saying the fickle finger of fate this episode. I think she just likes the alliteration, which I can't blame her for. You know, the alliteration is good. I love a good bit of alliteration. So, Jorgeous, Angeria, and Lady Camden are the final 3, and they have to compete in a 3-way lip sync. Now, what they do this time is they use the tombola to find out who's going to pick the song. Now they do that, Jorgeous is picked. Now everyone thinks that Jorgeous is going to pick Love Don't Cost a Thing by Jennifer Lopez. I sat there and went, it's either going to be that or it's going to be Beyonce. It's going to be one of the two. And Jorgeous picks Beyonce. Radio by Beyonce, to everyone's surprise. All the rest of the girls are like, what? We thought you would pick that song. So I will say this was a very good lip sync. I think because of they were doing another round sort of thing, they kind of had to make it so only one of the queens won rather than having 2 of them win. So they picked Jorgeous to win. Now, personally for me, I actually preferred Lady Camden. So I don't know if it's because Jorgeous did exactly what I expected her to do, and Lady Camden went almost a slightly different route, which to me made me kind of go, oh, I would go to Lady Camden. But well done to Jorgeous. Again, one and done. She gets her lip sync out the way, and unfortunately Angeria and Lady Camden have to lip sync again. Now, we get 4 queens left, which means 3 more lip syncs, and we get the ball rolling, and Lady Camden's ball is picked. Now, Lady Camden picks Bosco, and Bosco picks Don't Let Go by En Vogue. And now, as soon as Lady Camden picked Bosco, I sat there and went, she's going to go for the En Vogue one. She's not going to go for the Jennifer Lopez song. And I was right, which made me feel good. So, yeah. No, I've completely lost where I was going then. I think I was trying to think about what happens in the next lip sync. So, this lip sync, honestly, was really good. They both did an amazing job. For me, it was clearly Lady Camden's win for this lip sync. Just, she was so seamless when she would, like, she utilised different levels in the lip sync, but then she also seamlessly moved in between the levels. It wasn't like she was doing, like, a certain dance move or something. It wasn't like a Jorgeous lip sync. It was a very... I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just really good the way she would like go from like a high and then almost like spin into like a lows to do some floor work to then come back up sort of thing. It was perfect. Like everything about it to me was like, yeah, this is Lady Camden's. And there was this one camera angle moment which I keep seeing coming up on all over social media and that, where you've got sort of like Lady Camden in the foreground and then like Bosco a bit further back. It does almost look like like a 80s music video where Lady Camden's the singer of the song and almost like Bosco's like just dancing in the music video or something. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. As I said, for me, clearly it was Lady Camden's to win. I'm not saying that Bosco did a bad job. Bosco did an amazing job in that lip sync. I will say it was kind of funny because when Bosco got picked, she was like, I've just done a lip sync. I'm like, yeah, but you've also had time to rest between your lip syncs. Lady Camden's literally just come off her lip sync and is having to do it again. So, there is that. But, yes. So, Lady Camden wins. Really happy about that. I'm really glad she got through. I definitely think this was well deserved. She goes into the back and bless her, she was like sort of like really teary and she walked in there like, get your drink. And she's like, can I have a hug? And I was like, oh my God, I just want to give you a hug. I want to give you a hug. Let me give you a hug. I'll give you a hug. I'm good at giving hugs. Plenty of padding. So yeah, Bosco unfortunately has to, wait for the final lip sync. Although, I do appreciate that RuPaul was like, don't lose hope yet, Bosco. You've still got that chance to save yourself. Which I did really appreciate, especially because I think Bosco really got into their head this episode. And, it was just one of those things. It's like, it just comes down to song choice. It comes down to what you're looking for in a performance. It was not saying that Bosco was bad at any of these performances. I just think she had gone a different way about it to the other queens, and clearly what the judges were looking for that song was what the other queens had done and not what she had done. Is what it comes down to. So, next pairing was Angeria and Jasmine, because they were the only two left, and they get the only song that was left, which was Love Don't Cost a Thing by Jennifer Lopez. Now, I really like this song. I thought it was good. I'm glad Angeria won. I think Angeria for me was my pick to win. I think Jasmine just did a bit too much in the song for what the song calls for. And again, Angeria very much was serving face, which I think is more what this song was about. It's not like the danciest song. So yeah, no, I definitely agree that Angeria was the winner of this lip sync. But again, Jasmine's not done bad in any of these lip syncs. I just think it's... like, if Jasmine did this lip syncing to these songs in a show, I'd be entertained. I would really love it. But when you're doing a lip sync battle and one of you has to win, it comes down to what you're looking for and what you feel goes more with the song. And in this case, for me especially, that was Angeria. So I'm glad she went through. Final lip sync of the night. It is Bosco versus Jasmine. Now we get to find out what the last lip sync song is. It is Swept Away by Diana Ross. Now, nerve-wracking because Diana Ross is obviously like RuPaul's favourite pop idol, or like favourite singer, and obviously to have to perform a Diana Ross song in front of RuPaul, it's got to be nerve-wracking. especially considering you've just lost all your lip syncs. Every lip sync you've done on this day, you've lost to get you into this position. You're going to be in your head. You're going to be worried. So, again, no one did a bad job in this lip sync. I think both Bosco and Jasmine did a fantastic job. For me, personally, again, I just feel like with the song, Jasmine just did a bit too much. Which is why the winner of this lip sync ends up being Bosco. My personal opinion, again, nothing against Jasmine. Absolutely loved what she did this episode. I think she did a fantastic job. And to still have that much energy by the last lip sync, I mean, come on. What are you on? It's got to be like a load of cans of Red Bull or something. Energy drinks through the roof. So, yes, unfortunately, Jasmine has lost all her lip syncs. But not all hope is lost, because there is still the chocolate bar, which could be golden. So she gets it out, you know, bottom of her like leotard. She's like unwrapping it and wrapping it. And she's like, it's chocolate. And, you know, I must admit, she sounds the least disappointed about it being chocolate. It was almost like she was like, you know what? I've done a good run. I've had a good time. It's chocolate. I'll see you all later. Have a good time. So, yes, unfortunately, this means this is where Jasmine finishes her road on Drag Race. But, you know, she did a fantastic job. I mean, she didn't win any challenges. But, you know, I feel like it was a learning experience for her. She, you know, learnt more about herself. She was able to grow as a person. You know, she publicly came out as trans on the show. You know, she's a fantastic lip syncer. Maybe, you know, maybe that's what they'll do. They'll bring her back as a lip sync assassin on a future All Stars. I'd watch that. I think she'd do a great job. Like, same with Jorgeous. I think Jorgeous would be great to bring back as a lip sync assassin. You know, everyone would be scared. Everyone would be like, wait, why have you brought her back? I'm not that good. So, yeah. No, I think it was a really good episode. It was really nice watching all these queens lip sync. And it was a nice chance to be able to get to see them all lip sync. Because, I mean, we've seen Deja lip sync before. We've seen a couple of these queens lip sync already. But it was nice to kind of get all of them to lip sync and kind of be like, okay, this is what you can do. So, yeah. It was a very good episode. Sad to see Jasmine go, but I think it was the right time for her to go. Again, one of those things, I don't know how much more time Jorgeous has. She might do well next week, because next week we've got the Moulin Rougical. Moulin Rougical? Rougical? A Rougical based on Moulin Rouge, essentially. So I'm really excited for that. I love Moulin Rouge. I think it's a really good film. So I'm excited to see how they do that as a Rougical. We will see. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed, it should go well. But yeah, leave me a comment down below. Who are you rooting for? Who are your top 4? While you're down there, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I will see you lovely, lovely people next time. See ya!